Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's session, we'll mostly um, go through the list of software verification commands or major software list that we normally use in our projects. Um, let's start with some of the softwares in automation. Let's say Java 8. Okay, so normally in Java 8 in Linux, if you're using Linux or Windows, you normally provide Java version, and you can just by doing that you will get the version name. And in Windows, we can use the where command to find where our java.exe is located. And Java 11, so if it's a OpenJDK version, you can just type Java hyphen version. Then you can switch between alternate JDK version in Linux, and you can type sudo alternatives hyphen config Java. So in Windows, you can basically use the command to find where your Java exe is located, and then you can type Java jar and then path of the file .jar. And if you're using Maven as a build tool for your project, let's say IntelliJ or Eclipse, you can use commands like maven-v or maven clean, mvn clean, mvn install, mvn test, mvn clean install, dskip test. So these are the basic commands. So mvn clean install dskip test means you are going to compile your code, your project, but you will not run your test. It will just compile your code. And whereas Maven clean install will run your code and it will run all your tests and including Maven test, ambient test. So Maven daemon is also similar to Maven. So instead of MVN, we'll use Maven D, MVN D, and you can just clone a sample projects and execute the build step from the command line. You can type MVN clean, MVN clean, MVN clean install dskip test hyphen dskip test. This will perform the same operations that you normally do for Maven. Now, if you're working as a developer, you can use Node.js. So if you're using Linux or Windows, you can just type node-v npm install npm run build prod. Yarn is another software that is compatible with Node.js. You can type um, yarn as a command. Okay, or you can type yarn hyphen version. Okay, similarly, git hyphen version. So it's in Windows and Linux. You can use some of the commands like git bash, git config, git init, git clone, git add space dot. These are the steps that normally you use for committing the code. Git hyphen add dots and then git commit, then git pull and git push. These are the very basic commands. Git rm, git status, git branch, git merge, git reset, git log. So the very basic commands that you normally use for committing your code. Pip. So pip is basically a Python command. Normally we use for Python 2.7 or 3 or the latest version. You can use pip install hyphen upgrade pip and pip Python hyphen m pip install upgrade pip on Windows. And if you are installing the softwares from requirement.txt, you can type like Python hyphen m pip install hyphen r requirement.txt. So next is Python. So Python hyphen v is the command to get the version of the commands to get the version software version. And if you're using Python less than 3 or Python below 3, you can use Python, or if it's 3, then you can use Python 3. And then nano is another command that we normally use. Basically, nano hyphen version is a command. So you can create a sample file and you can open the file using nano, and it will open the content in the text editor. Okay, and next is subversion. Subversion is another versioning tool like Git. You can use command like sbn hyphen version. You can import it into the repository with sbn command, and you can check put file into the central sbn repository using sbn checkout, and commit the new version of your file to the repository using sbn commit. And Next is Gradle. Gradle is another build tool like Maven. You can use command like gradle-v to get the version of the Gradle. And in Windows, normally you can use gradle.bat build to build your application. And Linux, you can use like dot slash gradle build. So you can also run through bat file. You can like gradle.bat run or dot slash gradle.run. So white source is another unified agent. So it depends on the setup basically. So you can use something like um, united, unified hyphen agent. So mainly the commands will be you have to go to the white source unified agent folder. Then you can type ls. This is the Linux version I'm talking about. You can basically run the jar files. Okay. Then 7-zip, 7-zip, I think you know, right? Or to compress your files, it is used. So you can use 7z, or you can zip a folder, unzip a folder. Git extras. So you can type git extras hyphen hyphen versions, and you can use Golang or Go. So Golang or Go is a very common language, very popular language. You can use Go version, and it is to initialize the Go project in the current directory. You can use Go mod init, and then you can run the Go project, and then you can go run and go file the file of your and the file which you want to run, and then you can execute the build step from the command line. Go install, go build, and go test. These are the very basic commands. The silver researcher AG, the silver researcher AG is you can use like AG hyphen hyphen version to get the version of your command of your application. Then SCC, it is dependent on Go version, so Go should be installed in your system. You can use SCC hyphen hyphen version. So let's say if you're working in a .NET project, so .NET basically it's a Microsoft build framework. So you can use like .NET SDK. This will test the .NET Core, Linux, or Mac or Windows, and you can use command like .NET hyphen hyphen info .NET list hyphen SDKs. You can basically create a .NET project from the command line using this command .NET new console hyphen o app, and then you can build the project from the command line in the current directory like .NET.build. Okay, and then you can create a template like ASP.NET Core web app from the command line in the current directory using this command like .NET new web app, and then these are the commands you can basically run to create your template like .NET add package, newtonsoft.json, .NET restore, and this will basically create an HTTPS development certificate from the command line using these commands. And then you can navigate to the template directory and start the .NET application from the command line .NET run. So this will run the .NET application. You need to basically give a port to run your .NET um, project, .NET application. Okay. Uh, so the next is you can so there are these are few more commands: .NET add package, newtonsoft.json, .NET restore, .NET run. So .NET runtime you can use .NET hyphen hyphen info, then protoc or protocol buffer. Okay, protocol buffer is another very popular software. Um, you can you can basically take a sample proto file, okay, compile to Java protoc using this command, okay, and then Hercules protoc or Go version is required. You can use Hercules version, okay, and then SonarQube is, as you know, SonarQube is a static code analysis tool, so you can check the code quality using SonarQube. So if you're using Docker, you can basically start the Docker using sudo systemctl start Docker. Then you can verify container with name SonarQube as Notepad++. You can use Notepad++, File Locator Pro, Agent Transact.exe, everything, Cgwin. You can type the command Cgwin Cygwin version, like you can use uname -a or uname -b. So you should be using you should be writing these commands from a Cygwin terminal, and you should check the Cygwin root directory. Okay. The silver researcher, you can use ag version. Okay. Next is yeah, these are the basic C commands we normally need in the daily project activities. So I hope it helped, friends. Thank you very much for the session.